picked up this tent. It's a 10-person tent by Reactive Outdoors, and it's supposed to be a 2-step inflatable tent. So what I'm doing now is going ahead and inflating it. I've got the corners pegged out. A lot of people said, hey, you better close the valves. So both valves are closed. There's one on the that's red, that is on the right hand side as you're looking at this, and you can see it right there. I have to make sure that's closed. And then there's another one that's where it's under where it says valve right there. So you do want to be sure that's closed. So this thing's been inflating about a little bit over a minute now, and we'll see if it does what it's supposed to do, which is reduce a lot of time of setting up. I had an 8-person tent that I use camping, and on that particular tent it would take me about an hour to set up alone. So I'm hoping this reduces the setup time. I really like the quality of this tent. I'm really actually very, very surprised of the quality of it so far. The bottom of it is really stout. Came with a ground cloth that has stretchable peg areas, and that's underneath this. So I've got a ground cloth and then the tent on top of that. The quality of the siding is much better than my last tent, which was a Coleman tent. So I was quite pleasantly surprised with that. So far, stitching really looks good on this thing. The seams look like double seams. There's vents on the very top, and I went ahead and opened those up to see how that goes. And you can see one of those vents up here. So let me close in on it. There you go. So that gives you a little bit of venting out the roof of the tent. You can see the thing starting to move and inflate now. On all the videos that I watched, it did not stand up by itself. It needed a little help. Now on the company videos, the thing would just pop up all of a sudden. The motor on it, the air pump rather, on it is supposed to stop when it's inflated. So whenever it reaches peak inflation level, it's supposed to automatically turn off. So I'm curious to see if that happens too. I can hear it slow down a little bit. I went ahead last night when I got it and did plugged it in to see how long it took to charge, and I'd say it took about half an hour for that thing to fully charge up. I was going to show you the box as it's coming up some more. Reactive Outdoors gives you a little card, and they give you some extra stuff with the card. So, you know, one of them was a menu, the top menu for camping and cooking when you're out camping. Another one was was a checklist for camping, so that you could come up with a checklist. So that was the second one. It claims this thing should inflate in under 5 minutes. And so far it's not done, but you can see it's slowly getting there. This particular 10-person tent has 2 doors. It's got a door on the front and one on the back, and it's got several windows on it. And the motor just kicked off, so let's give it a little help here. So there it is, stood up for the first time. Curious to see how roomy this thing is. So let me go in. And we're just at 5 minutes, so that thing inflated pretty well. Huh. Looks like there's double seams on the floor as well as the walls. So there's your front door or window. You can see the vents on top are open, so it's ventilating. I am 6'2". So I've got much more headroom in this one than my other one. One of the other windows, and then of course the other door. A lot of cross ventilation in here so far. Pretty impressed by that. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this and then peg it down some more and get it completely pegged so you can see what it looks like on the outside when it's totally set up. Okay, I've got it completely set up. It took me about 24 minutes, first time, totally by myself, to set this tent up, where on my last tent it would take about an hour to get it set up. I'm going to show you a few features I really like on it. It's got these vents on the bottom to help with cross breeze. So they're using physics where the hot air goes up through the top and cool air is drawn through the bottom. I like also where they've got this overhang on the windows, so that you don't have to have your window 100% closed. If it's raining, you can have the window closed up to this area if you want to, so that you have a little bit more air inside the tent. The net screening is very fine on it. Hopefully that'll keep out any of the gnats and no-see-ums where I camp at. I saw in the reviews a lot of people didn't know how to use these for the guy wires. All you do is you just literally, when you untie it, you slide it up and down to get whatever tightness you want. Like I like my rope as close to the tent as possible, and then you use that to slide it up. Or I could even tighten it up here and lessen length, and that'll even get it in closer. I like how this adjusts automatically to the optimum angle of the two braces on top and on the bottom. They've got a lot of reinforcement there. They've got this one's reinforced here too. They've got some extra reinforcement on the bottoms and a pass-through for my solar lines. I can have my solar generator inside the tent and then run the lines to the solar panels on the outside very easily. There's actually two of those things. The doors also have overlapping like the window is. It's a one-hand opening door, which is pretty nice. The bottom probably would need two hands, but that's okay. I can get in now. It's got these two little hangers on either side, or two little pockets, I guess you'd call them. It's actually in the upper 80s here and very humid. And inside the tent is pretty comparable to the outside. I like these beams and the construction on them. I'm really having to yank down on them. And as you can see, they're very tight. They're Velcroed in to help guide them up where they belong. I did adjust them a little bit on the outside so that they were centered on the tent. And that was just my personal preference. I didn't have to do it, but I did. It's got tabs to hang for your windows and doors, which is nice. And I've got to say the overall quality is much better than the last tent I had. See up there where it's got that cross breeze going on. But this is a Reactive Outdoors. It's a 10-person tent. I'm very happy I got it. This is not one of those reviews where they send a free tent to you. I paid for this tent, and I'm doing this based on my initial impressions of this thing and what I think of it and how I like it. I hope it camps as well as it looks and it goes as easy as it did on the setup, because I'm really impressed with this thing. Started to get a 6-person one, but I didn't like on the 6-person, they don't have a window on the back side, and they only had one door. So they don't make an 8-person, which would be optimal for me. But so I went ahead and got the 10-person. All right, we're gonna see how long it takes to deflate this thing. So all you do is you open this valve on the side. Well, the thing about these valves is you can use a regular pump for them if you don't have your inflator pump, or if it goes bad or your battery runs out or whatever. Oh my gosh. Open up the other valve, finish getting the air out. Well, I'd say that thing deflated right quick. Oh boy. And I'm going to go ahead, I got to take the box out of it and then fold it up, see how that goes. it didn't take very long at all. In fact, that was pretty quick in my opinion. Again, I was impressed with it. Okay, so here's the bag it goes into. I didn't show you that at the beginnings. Or I may put this at the beginning, I don't know. Has a drawstring on it to tighten it up or loosen it. It's got the core instructions right here, ready for you. And if you need more detailed instructions, they're attached to it. 10 pegs go in this bag. And then there's a plastic container for your battery. And it also comes with the little battery. And it comes with a USB-C plug to go in it to charge it up. This is the ground cloth I was talking about on it. And of course the box it came in. So nice ground cloth, very well made.